Think, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting to record, but let's close our eyes and just start to think about the web of support that we all have. And let's start, instead of kind of starting personally with, your individual thing, let's start this thought process with the resources of a government that, of course, we all have challenges with, but a government that has systems that work to some degree. We have healthcare, we have roads, we have schools, we have hospitals, we have so much infrastructure that we just take for granted. Not everybody in the world has systems in place that are supportive. So let's just take a moment. No matter what your challenges are with the American government, right? Let's just kind of have a moment of deep gratitude for systems in our country that work to support us. They're flawed. They have problems all over the place, but there's something there. So let's have some gratitude, and then move a little closer into your here. I think we're all in Denver that are here today. Let's just kind of feel into the community of Denver and the resources that are available to us here. Whether it's um, this, our little yoga kula, or the ways in which you've experienced yoga throughout the city. Maybe it's your work environment or your spiritual environment or whatever communities that you are a part of in Denver. Let's hold some gratitude for all this resource and support. And then move even a little closer and think of your very personal situation, and all the community that you have around you, your family, your friends, even the people that you meet that are part of your network that you don't even recognize, like the person at the grocery store that you recognize, or whatever your immediacy of your daily rhythms are. And then let's just dive even a little closer to the heart, to the core group of your support system in your life, the people you support and the people who support you. Can we have a deep sense of gratitude for the way we're held in our lives? And as you absorb all of this kind of awareness of these beautiful things that are in our lives, let's now reach outward. So, kind of turn the tables and shine your light and recognize that you are that for others, that you are the shining light and the support and the web for so many people, not just yourself and not just your immediate family, but so many people. So expand that web outwards. Notice your connection and how you are living in support of others. And let's just kind of be grateful for the web itself, the matrix of our human connections. None of us live in isolation. So, can you just kind of feel the web, the way that we all are connected? And move into your body and breathe. And notice if practicing gratitude in small little ways supports your well being in your body and in your mind. So, as you notice your body, can you allow the gratitude that you've been seeping in kind of infiltrate present moment awareness? Let yourself breathe that in. some gratitude for the health of our bodies. Here we are about to do some yoga. Feel a sense of ease across your face. Let your shoulders relax. Just as we're held in the web of community, let's also feel the web of our energy. So the crown rising, the root chakra grounding. Can you feel your energetic connection? When you're ready, bring your hands together at your heart and bow in. Offer an intention here. What do you need today? Let's relax your hands and find your way onto your back. All right, so as we stretch out on our mat, remember that this is your time to just take care of you, that nobody else needs you at this moment, that this is a carved out space for your sense of presence with self. So it doesn't even matter what you do on your mat. Just allow your practice to unfold. So if anything doesn't feel good, that I'm putting on tap, offering on tap, then you find a different way. This is the joy of doing yoga at home. You can find your own practice every which way that you want to. Okay, so if you're following me, stretch your arms overhead and let's just enjoy a little side body opening. So reach the right side and reach the left side and just come into the sense of opening through your shoulders, through your ribs, through your hips. Your spine might feel a little invigoration from this. Let's just enjoy. And draw your knees into your chest and give yourself a little hug. Okay, kind of checking in. How's your body? Anything hurting today that you need to care for and be respectful of? Let's circle the knees. Is there anywhere in your body to celebrate today? Maybe you have a feeling of freedom somewhere specific in the body that you want to acknowledge and celebrate. All right, then let's open the knees, third direction, knees out to the sides and draw them back in and just feeling into that range of motion. Opening up your hips. All right knee into your chest, left leg on the ground, and let's roll around in your ankles and wiggle your toes, moving through your feet. Keep a sense of heaviness through your skull. Relax your head down. And then switch sides. Left knee into your chest, right leg on the ground, and feel free to roll around in your ankles and wiggle your toes and feel some movement. Breathing well. What does that mean? Breathing well. Are you aware of your breath? Are you noticing where it rolls into your body and rolls out of your body? Okay, let's stretch and open up your limbs. Reach outward, wiggle your fingers and your toes. Exhale, draw the knees into the chest, pick up your head and give a good squeeze. One more time, but this time when we stretch out our limbs, take a deep breath, hold your breath for a moment, and just squeeze everything you can find. Just kind of accessing a little strength in your body, a little muscle engagement everywhere you can. And then relax your breath, relax your body. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, draw your knees up, hold your out breath, and squeeze here. Squeeze your face, squeeze your core, your chest, your arms, your feet, your legs. And then relax and put your head down onto the ground. Arms out to the sides, feet on the ground. Feet are, a little bit wider than your hips or hip width, whatever feels comfortable. And let's go ahead and rock left and right. And as you move through a little bit of spinal twisting, again, check in. How are you feeling? We're going to turn this into a little bit bigger of a twist. Shift your hips over to the right, knees up, drop them to the left, and open up through your chest. Turning your head to the right, we're going to do a little arm movement with this. So as you inhale,
Turn your head to the right, slide your arm up over your head, and as you exhale, slide, hands is on the ground the whole time. Slide your arm down by your side, turn your head back. Just kind of moving through this little range of your shoulder and your neck. Go back and forth 2 or 3 times. And then release, come back to center, put your hips neutral on the ground, and then shift them over to the left. Knees come up, drop them to the right, open your left arm out to the side. Turn your head to the left. Enjoy your twist. Feel your breath traveling deeply in your body. And then let's do the same thing. As your head turns right, slide your hand down next to your pelvis. And as your head turns left, slide your arm up over your head. A few passes of just getting to know your neck and your shoulder here today. How's your breath? Are you moving with your breath? And then unwind the pose and stretch your limbs all the way out again, reaching far. Exhale, knees into your chest, pick up your head. And let's roll to the side and come up onto your hands and your knees. So as you find all fours, let's first ground. So just like we sometimes forget to recognize the abundance in our lives and all our resources, both people and things, let's go ahead and take a moment to really feel the ground. So we can forget this step sometimes and just kind of gloss over this deep connection we have. So feel your hands, feel your knees, feel your feet, and work with that energy. So maybe move your energy over into your right hand a little bit, right knee, feel that weight bearing, and then drop over into your left and feel that weight bearing. Just notice your relationship with the ground, the sense of yielding. We talk about it a lot, the yield and the push. But what does it really give you when you give your weight down into the earth and then rebound? It's a relationship. So see if you can feel into the relationship you have with the earth and find all fours. Give your weight down and then start to move through some cat cows. We're arching the back and we're rounding the back. And as you move through this, can you stay in that connected relationship with the ground? So we're not lost in our sense of support that's below us. How's your breath? How's the movement of your spine feeling today? Can you open up the shoulder blades as well? And then come to neutral for a moment and let's feel into those shoulder blades. So we're going to push the floor away. So you feel your shoulder blades protract, separating apart from each other. And then move your heart toward the ground and let your shoulder blades find them moving toward each other, toward your spine. And just go back and forth between that protraction of your shoulder blades, spreading them apart, and retraction of your shoulder blades, bringing them closer together. Notice the relationship of your hands pressing into the ground and how your weight bearing changes and how it shifts through your shoulders. Okay. All right, and then relax that and let's lift the right arm up in the air and take a twist. Okay, so we're coming up and then drawing it through. Gaze toward the ground. See your shoulder blades spreading apart now. Can you feel the natural expansion of the back body? Open up into the breath back there to see what's there. A lot of times things we can't see, we tend to, put on the back burner, out of sight, out of mind. So bring the aliveness of your back body into your awareness, even though you can't visually see what's happening back there. Reach the arm all the way up in the air. Place that hand down onto the ground. Let's switch sides. Notice your breath. Inhale deeply and then exhale fully as you bring that hand underneath. The breath changes when you're in a twist. So just notice how your breath is moving in your ribs, moving in your lungs. Notice the movement of your diaphragm. Sense into the back of your body. What's here? And then inhale, reach that arm up in the air and down onto the ground. Move your spine around any way you want to move your spine around. Maybe a tail wag, maybe shoulders, maybe your neck. And then we'll stretch back towards child's pose. Walk the hands far out in front of you so you open up through your shoulders as best as you can. Feel that inching, and then maybe the center of your palms suck up away from the ground just a little bit so you feel a little loft under your whole line of your arms, from your wrists to your armpits. Find that support that's under there instead of just falling and collapsing toward the ground. And then melt that a little bit, and let's walk our hands over to one side or the other, just finding a side body stretch. Relax your skull. As you open up your side, breathe into your ribs there. Expand as best as you can. Feel the weight drop into your sit bones. Notice if you have a little twist, see if you can face the ground evenly with the two sides of your ribs. Walk the hands over to the other side. Same things apply. Reach from your hand all the way to your sit bones. Relax your neck. Face the ground evenly with your ribs, with your head, and breathe well. All right, come back to center. Let's come up onto our shins, rising up, reaching the arms. Let's cactus open the arms here. Feel the hugging of the back body a little bit, and then place the hands down. Spread your hands well. Feel into where you're going to ground into the earth when we come up to dog pose. As you lift up, feel your weight bearing. Notice if your weight wants to go into the outside edge of your hand. See if you can move it and spread across the knuckle buds to be deeply weighted in the index finger and thumb mounds as well. Feel into your body. And maybe you want to pedal your feet. Maybe your calves are a little shy this morning to waking and you want to go slow. Maybe you're already running up a storm and you can pedal quickly. So whatever feels good, take your time to come into an awareness of your body opening in this posture. When you're ready to be still, there's no rush if you're still pedaling or moving your hips or moving your head. But when you're ready to be still, feel the symmetry. Drop into the index finger and thumb mounds. Feel the sense of your third eye melting. Lift your heart toward your pelvis, even grounding in your feet. Then walk your feet forward. Come to Uttanasana. So we're folding deeply here, letting your back relax into an opening. Bend your knees as much as you want. All right, inhale for a halfway lift. Growing a little longer, hands can be on blocks or legs or the ground. Exhale and fold deeply again. Relax your skull. One more time, feeling that halfway lift. The body opening, grounding through your feet. Exhale and melting to fold forward. Push off your feet, rise up. Maybe you're a straight back coming up person. Maybe you like rounding. See what feels good for you. Reaching the arms up to the sky. Let's open up the heart and lift it upward toward the sky. Cactus, open your arms, spread your hands. Draw your shoulder blades toward each other a little bit. Draw your elbows back. And then exhale and round in. Forearms come to touch, chin down. Feel your shoulder blades protract again. Inhale, rising up one more time. Retract the shoulder blades, elbows bent. And then exhale, protract the shoulder blades, tucking in your chest. Rising up, breathing deeply, a big swan dive forward and fold. Notice if your weight leans into one foot or the other. Find some symmetry if you can. Inhale for a halfway lift, growing long in your spine. Exhale and melt back down. Let's come back to dog pose. Maybe take your non-dominant foot back first. Feel into that reach and length. Big breath here. Ground through your hands evenly. Hug your hands toward each other so you have a little lighting up across those muscles in your rib cage. Come forward into a plank. Still maybe hugging your hands a little bit toward each other. Turn on the muscles that wrap around your ribs, your serratus, your lats. Push the ground away. So yield in and then push the ground away. Feel your plank. Shoulders away from ears. See what it feels like to have your core engaged. Let your body breathe into your sides. All right, find the ground if you need it first with your knees all the way to the floor. Roll the shoulders a couple of times. Finding that looseness of the shoulder blades again. And inhale to lift to a cobra pose. Open chest. Exhale. Melting back down. One more time. Try not to give it your biggest back bend. So we're warming the back here. We're not overdoing. Exhale and release to come back down. Come up onto all fours. Let's wag the tail around. Move your ribs. Before we move into some standing poses, but we'll be on all fours. Remember, you can have fists on the ground instead of hands on the ground if your wrists are getting tired. Let's do a couple of rib cage rolls here. So drop your chest and ribs toward the ground, over to the right, up toward the sky, over to the left and back down again. And just feel how much mobility can your ribs get. Okay, so how mobile is your spine, your shoulder blades, your rib cage, your collarbones, your sternum? Find all the interconnections of all these joints, all of these bones. And then breathe your way into this movement pattern. And change the flow, going the other direction with your circling. Is there any little nook and cranny in the back body or under your armpits or somewhere in this movement that you haven't quite gotten a hold of and accessed in your body? And then relax and stretch back towards child's pose one more time. Opening up the spine. Breathe deeply. And take your two blocks and put them long ways next to each other. So you have, like a long line, short edge of the block is touching each other. Put your elbows on those blocks, palms together, stretch back towards child's pose and take your thumbs toward your spine. If your knees don't deeply bend enough for you to get a tricep stretch in this, you can always do this standing with your elbows on a piece of furniture. So opening up from the underbelly of your arms, feel your triceps stretch open. And again, we don't want to fall. We don't want our shoulders to collapse. So I'll have a teeny bit of a lift under your armpits and let the tricep stretch come from reaching your tail away from your crown, lengthening your body instead of dropping your body toward the ground. Okay, let's unwind that. Bring your blocks off to the sides of your mat, hands onto the ground, dog pose. Feel that extension. Yield again. Yield into the earth. Push off the earth. Lengthening. And then walk your feet forward. Come to Uttanasana. Inhale for a halfway lift. Melt and fold. Rising all the way up. Bringing the arms to the sky. Feeling that length. And then exhale and pause in Samastitihi. You can bring your hands together or you can have your arms at your side, whatever feels comfortable for you. Let's unlock our knees and feel your ground, feel your feet. Just like we were feeling our hands earlier, feel your feet now. Maybe rock onto your toes, rock onto your heels, get your feet to wake up a little bit. And after a few passes of rocking on toes and heels, maybe just ground. Notice the opening in your feet, the awareness in your feet. Again, unlock your knees. Let your breath travel to your pelvis. Inhale, reaching the arms to the sky. Exhale and fold forward. Halfway lift. Spine is growing. Opening up the backs of your legs. Exhale. fold again. Let's step our left foot back, right foot's in front, come to a lunge. Finding your heart reaching forward. Let's go ahead and bend and straighten the front knee here so that you feel a sense of flow where the breath and the body move together. Again, making sure that you're moving into the range that's good for you, that you're not going past boundaries. Maybe you have some joints that you're working with today. Maybe you have some emotions that you're working with today. Maybe you're tired, you didn't sleep well. So care for yourself in whatever way the practice can hold you. Let yourself be held. Come into your lunge, ground yourself, feel the earth again, and then push off the earth to reach the arms up to the sky, crescent lunge. Find your breath reaching upward. Feel that stretch through the hip flexor of the back leg. Let's cactus open the arms here. Notice your low back. Try not to compress. We're staying stable through our core. And exhale. Press your hands forward. Lengthen. Inhale up. Big cactus. Exhale. Press forward again. Hang out here for a moment. Thumbs up. Feel those muscles along your spine, your shoulders. Engage, have your floating ribs draw into the body, feel your crown reach to your back foot. And then hands come down onto the ground, back foot comes forward, folds deeply. Inhale for a halfway lift. And relax and melt again. Notice if your body's changing, if you're starting to feel better in your body, if you're feeling more embodied. Let's step our right foot back, come to the left foot in front. Feel the opening of your heart here, stretch your heart forward. Enjoy every bit of your practice. So as you find new sensation, remember to have deep gratitude and a sense of enjoyment. So when things get heavy, find the subtleties of joy. Little tiny things that bring you happiness in your body. Maybe the stretch feels good. Maybe the grounding feels good. Maybe your breath feels good. Maybe there's some part of your body that's opening that feels really good. All right, ground yourself. Feel your lunge. Push down and rise on up. Bringing the arms to the sky. Of course, your shoulders may not like this and you want to do something different. All is well. So just find the posture for you. Breathing deeply, ground through your feet. And then when you're ready, cactus open. Feel the reach of the heart stretch through your back a little bit. And then press forward. Inhale up again. Cactus arms. Exhaling and pressing forward. Hang out here, thumbs toward the sky. You can always take your arms a little wider if your shoulders are unhappy or you feel pinched in your neck. Feel your core engage. Feel your legs press into the earth. Feel the muscles along your back. Inhale, coming back up. Hands down onto the ground. Step back to dog pose. Full body posture here. Feel the symmetry. Feel the grounding. Breathe deeply and fully. Exhale completely. Forward into a plank, holding that sense of stability again. Notice your shoulders. Are they protracting or retracting? Can you be neutral? Put our knees down onto the ground. We're going to bring our forearms onto the ground, and we'll start with a dolphin pose, and then we're going to move into a forearm plank. So remember, always you can have blocks between your hands, one block or two blocks. If you need a sense of support, try not, I know that, the tendency is to bring your hands together in a posture like this. Let's try to keep our hands shoulder width apart. So wrists, elbows, and shoulders line up. You can have your palms down, but if that makes you internally rotate your shoulders, you can try this pose with your palms up or your palms facing each other. You don't have to have your hands down, especially if it makes you round in your chest. Okay, so curl your toes under, lift up like dog pose. We're lifting up into a forearm posture. Dolphin pose, heart lifting toward the pelvis. Let's lift away from the ground. Root into your forearms and lift away from the ground. Let your neck be at ease. Fill up your breath. And we'll slowly walk our feet back so we come into a forearm plank. Shoulders over wrists, or sorry, over elbows. See if you can integrate through those muscles in your rib cage that we worked with earlier. So hug in. Big breaths. All right, find the ground. Keep your arms where they are. They might need to slide forward a little bit for a Sphinx pose. Reach open into your heart. And then relax. Put your hands under your head for a moment. Pick up your feet. Windshield wiper your knees, just so you have a little ease across your back and your pelvis. Rock your hips left and right. It doesn't just have to be your feet. And bring your arms out in front of you, and your hands can be in line with your shoulders or wider. Kind of see what feels good. And if this doesn't feel good in your shoulders, you can always do this with your arms by your sides. Before you lift anything up, find your core. Knit your ribs in a little bit. See if you can feel the stability of a pelvic neutral place where you're not totally tucking your tailbone under and squeezing your cheeks, but you're having a little bit of a neutral low back curve that's supported by your glutes, by your core. Okay. Take a deep breath in. First, just lift your upper body, arms, chest, whatever comes up. Keep your neck neutral. Breathing here. See if you can relax the base of the skull and the upper traps. Try not to let them be the primary activators here. Exhale and relax. Put your hands underneath your forehead. Let's take our feet hip width apart, maybe wider, maybe narrower. You're going to find what the pathway for your body is best. And the same thing applies. Stabilize your core, stabilize your pelvis, and then lift your legs up. See the work that's happening here in the back body, glutes to feet. Nice stable core. And then relax. Take a moment to pick up your feet again. Just windshield wiper your knees or wag your hips, whatever feels good. Okay. Let's put all of that together. Arms can be up overhead, arms can be down at your sides. Choose a pathway. Take a deep breath in and rise on up. Feel that there's lots of muscles. It's not just your neck that's doing this pose. Your glutes, your hamstrings, even the bottom of your feet, your shoulders, the muscles along your spine. Everything lifts as you breathe. And then exhale and relax. Come up on all fours and wag your tail. And you can do any kind of movement that feels good. You don't have to wag your tail. Maybe you want to shake your ribs or come back into child's pose, whatever feels right for your body. Full breath here. Okay, let's come forward into a lunge with your right foot in front. Keep your back knee down on the ground. Inhale, come on up. We'll bring our hands onto our knee to begin. So you really feel the openness across the front of your thigh. Reaching upward, maybe just take your left arm up at first, so you're still supported a little bit with your hand on your knee. And reach that arm over to the side a little bit, reaching the left arm up and over to the right. And then twist your body and bring your elbow to the outside of your knee or your forearm on your knee and find a twist. Back knee can stay down, back knee can lift up. Whatever feels good. Spread across your collarbones and breathe. Okay, unwind this posture. Bring your hands to the inside edge of your foot. And just let your hip open. You can curl your toe under and lift your back knee off the ground, or you can keep your back knee on the ground. Maybe a little rocking. Feeling good. We're going to turn all the way to the side of our mat. So push off that back knee, turn sideways so you have nice wide legs, and then come down into a deep squat with wide legs. Elbows inside knees, ground into the four corners of your feet. Feel something totally different. You know, we've only gone in one plane of movement so far today, so just feel this difference. Maybe drop weight into one foot and then the other foot. And then inhale and rise all the way up, finding that big giant open space standing star. And then come to a goddess. Bring yourself down. We'll move here. Inhale, lifting up. Feeling that energy exchange. Now we drop down. So feel the connection. You're connected to the earth below you, and you're connected to the sky above you. Just feel the energy exchange of moving through those vayus of the body, the way we're held, not just in our human web with each other, but in the energy web of the universe. Now you get to decide, where do you feel most connected? Do you want to be straight-legged, arms up? Do you want to be down low, arms down? Do you want to be somewhere in the middle? Find a place to just stop and breathe for a moment. Grounding into the four corners of your feet. Feeling your chest lift so we're not leaning forward. Whether your arms and legs are straight or bent, be where you are. And everybody come back to a big standing posture. And then exhale and turn back to the front of your mat for a dog pose. Long spine, full breaths here. Let's bring our left foot in front. So as we come into this lunge, let's put our back knee down on the ground. Just enjoy that hip flexor stretch, opening up. And then bring your hands onto your knee. Open the breath. Relax the shoulders. Let's reach the right arm up in the air and maybe tip a little bit to the side. So think less about going down and more about rising up. Hug into the midline with your legs. Stay grounded through that front foot so you're nice and stable. Then turn this into a twist. So turn left. Forearm can come on your knee. Elbow can come to the outer knee. Maybe you're much more open and you have your hand on a block. So just find the way that your body wants to be in the twist. Drop your weight into your foot and your knee. Hug to the midline with your legs. Feel the expanse of the heart. Full breaths. And then unwind that posture. Bring your hand on the left hand on the inside edge of your left knee. Your back knee can stay down. Always you have choices. Your back knee can come up. So find where you want to be. Wide sit bones. Full breaths. And then we're going to find our way bringing our back foot forward, coming into a closer squat now than what we did earlier. Elbows inside your knees. Heart is forward. And then we're going to do the same kind of vibe, but with our feet closer together. Inhale, standing. Standing up, feel that expansion. And then exhale, hands together, coming down to squat. Inhale up. Feel how you can get close to the earth. And you can get close to the sky. We'll stay down here now. Elbows inside your knees. And now for a little extra strength building, let's reach our arms forward and feel those same muscles we did in the back bends. Ribs hug in. Ground the four corners of your feet. Lift your arms. Keep your neck as neutral as you can get it. And then release your hands down. Step your feet back. Dog pose. Long, spacious spine. Let's pedal your feet here. Breathing deeply. Come forward into a plank. One more time. Feel that hugging toward the midline. Feel a lot of muscles in your torso turn on. And then find the ground. Roll the shoulders. This time we'll take a back bend with our arms in a cactus. You do not have to have your elbows straight out from your shoulders. They can be closer toward your hips if you'd like. Find what feels good.
Take a deep breath, the upper body lifts. Find your breath, feel those back muscles. And then exhale and release. We're gonna repeat it. You have a couple choices. You can do the same thing. You can put your arms in a slightly different position. You can lift up your legs. You can keep your legs down. But what I want you to feel is all those intrinsic muscles that support the back of the body. Take a deep breath in, whatever you're lifting, wherever you're lifting, lift on up. How's your breath? Exhale and release. Come up on tall fours and move your spine around. Wag your tail. Move your head. Whatever feels nice. We're going to come up to stand. Perhaps you want to move through a dog pose. Perhaps you'd like to just stand up. Find your way. If you're in dog pose, come forward into Uttanasana and then come up to stand. This pose, balance pose, we can do with our hand on a wall or on a piece of furniture. Better yet, your buttocks against a wall or a piece of furniture if you need some support. All right, so we're going to stand on our right foot, eagle pose, wrap your left leg around, take your right arm on top, left arm below, squat down. Now let this be a beautiful stretch for the tops of your shoulders. Drop your shoulders, lift your chest, lift your elbows up and a little bit away from your heart. Squeeze your legs, facing forward with your chest, your shoulders, your hips. Let your peripheral vision take over. Give a good squeeze and then unwind the posture, standing star. And then come back to Tadasana. As you find your way, just standing here for a moment, release the need for a posture. Just be where you are. Breathe deeply. Let's drop our awareness down into our left leg. We're going to cross the right leg over. We're going to put the left arm on top of the right. Drop the shoulders, squeeze your legs, lift the elbows, facing forward with your ribs, your shoulders, your eyes, your hips. Breathe under your armpits. Breathe into your side bodies. And then when you're ready, we'll step out of the posture. Standing star, feel this openness, feel your connection to all things. Let your hands be receptive, your feet are receptive. And then bring yourself back to Tadasana. Pause here for a moment. A full breath. All right, we're going to kind of seal our standing poses with a vinyasa before we come down onto the ground. So come to the front of your mat if you're not there. Inhale, rising up. Let your exhale be full as you fold forward. Inhale for a halfway lift. Let your breath slow down. Exhale, fully fold. Let your knees bend. Let your head relax. Bring your hands onto the ground. Step back, dog pose. Long spine. Maybe you want your feet a little wider. Maybe you want your hands a little wider. Maybe you want them closer. On your next in-breath, come forward into a plank. Hang out here for a breath or two so you feel your sturdy, stable body. You can find the ground, any back bend of your choosing. Be gentle with yourself. We've done some big back bends. Exhale and release. Come up on tall fours. And let's find, after a little bit of movement of the spine, wiggle, sway, find child's pose. Let your back body open. Breathing deeply here.
We're gonna come into pigeon pose. Right leg in front. You can always do reverse pigeon if you want to do reverse pigeon. Support yourself with blankets or blocks in any way that your body needs. Before you come down, come up. Okay, so let's find the back bend that lives in this posture. Open up. You can put your hands on blocks if you want to. Feel the length through your spine. And then keep that length of your spine as you reach forward with your torso. So we're gonna stay long and spacious. Notice if your body weight wants to lean into that right hip, balance yourself across your pelvis. Wide sit bones, melt your skull. How's your breath? We're starting to cool down, so sense into bringing your body into an awareness of rest and ease. Let your breath start that cascade where your exhales might start to get a little bit more spacious. Up when you're ready. How do you like to transition? Are you a bring the leg forward kind of person, or are you a lift up into dog pose kind of person? So just find your practice. And of course, reverse pigeon pose, always a choice. And once you get your left leg in front, adjust. You can move your heel closer to your pubic bone or further away. Have the support that you need. And then rise up, feel the opening of this pose. You're ready. Keep that long spine as you come forward. Try to maintain the spaciousness of your vertebrae as you bring your head down to rest on a block or on your hand. Up. We'll come out of the pose. We're going to come onto our back. Draw your knees. Well, first, just put your feet on the floor. Just notice neutral spine. Before we start drawing our knees in, just notice neutral spine. Imagine that you're in a beautiful field of green grass with the smells of spring rain. Even though you're on a floor, the earth is somewhere below this floor, so feel your deep connection to it. Allow your head to rest down. We're going to start releasing our spine with a twist. So lift your hips over to the right. We're going to repeat what we did in the very beginning of class. Drop your knees left. First, just settle into the twist. Let your body receive the pose. When you feel ready, if you'd like to do the movement we did in the beginning, you can do that, where you turn your head left and slide your arm down, and then turn your head right and slide your arm up. So if you want to do the movement, great. And if you like being still, that's great too. Back to a neutral spine. Just let your pelvis relax for a moment. And when you feel neutral again, Scoot your hips over to the left, knees come up and drop right. Settle yourself into the twist, let your body breathe here. And then move around if you want to. Be still if you'd like to. So if you're moving, head turns right, arm down at your side, head turns left, arm up over. Whatever you're doing, you're breathing. You're trying to be conscious of your breath, thankful for your breath. Let's find our way back to neutral. Again, hang out here until you feel your neutrality kind of resolve itself into a steady state. Ask yourself if there's anything else you need. Maybe you need to bring your knees in and rock a little bit, or a happy baby. Maybe you're ready to have some support underneath your legs for Shavasana. So whatever you need, as we find Shavasana, remember to stay warm, to not have bright lights in your eyes, to push props away from you that might be touching your limbs that distract you. Take any support that you need underneath your knees or your head. Maybe you're wanting to be in a whole different position, like leg up the wall or something, and that's great too. And as you settle your body, first just notice, are you supported enough? Do you have what you need to settle and be comfortable? Start to let your gravity take your limbs. Let the weight of your body descend and yield. Again, feeling that you are supported in this web of the earth below you, gravity, a blanket upon you. Every time you breathe, you're connecting with the prana of the universe. So many ways in which we are held, supported, and in relationship. Slow your breath up. And slowly a little bit, maybe wiggling your fingers and toes, rolling around in your wrists, your ankles. Maybe a full body stretch. Maybe a little tuck of your knees. Whatever feels like the proper way for you to transition out of Shavasana. Eventually, find our way to your side. You come up to sit. Take your time to find yourself in a seated posture. Ready. Just first notice, what are the gifts of your practice? How do you feel different spending time with yourself, being in your body, moving your body, breathing? As we bring our palms together, let's remember again to hold sacred all the ways that we are held in a web of connection and support. Being grateful for all that we have and all that we give. Send your love and care outward. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.